Hi, and welcome to the Surefire ClickBank Mastery video course. This specific video the purpose is to get you in the mindset of understanding ClickBank, understanding how ClickBank is beneficial for you, to give you a quick overview of this whole video course itself, and to prepare you and get you into the mindset and get you excited about using ClickBank. And we're also going to talk about the tools that you're going to need. Now, some of you are already going to know this information, but some of you may not know this information and you want to know more about ClickBank and how it can help you and what kind of options it provides to you so that you are aware what options ClickBank provides you and so forth. So let's go ahead and get started. So why ClickBank Network? Well, the good thing about using different payment processors is this. You may already be aware of this, you may not. But if you know what PayPal is a well-known payment processor. The only problem with PayPal is they are known to freeze and shut down accounts without notice. And it's actually happened to several business partners of mine and many business partners. If you run your business purely on PayPal, then imagine all of your businesses running through PayPal. PayPal has the ability to shut down your account at any time, and they can freeze the account so you can't get the money. This means that you don't have anyone else to go with. So this is why you want to use different payment processors if possible. So, if it happens to you, this means that if you do have an affiliate program and you're just using PayPal, in this case, when they shut down your account, you can't pay your affiliates. Your affiliates get pissed and angry at you. In fact, I remember when I was promoting a product 4 years ago, I made over $700 in affiliate commissions. And to this day, 4 years later, I still have not heard from that person. But I heard from a friend of mine who asked me to promote the product. And I found out through him that that guy's account got shut down by PayPal. So you don't want to let that happen to you. And that's why diversifying the payment processors and so forth is a good thing for your business and a good thing for your affiliates. Second of all, ClickBank is your bookkeeper and affiliate manager. Keeping track of all your bookkeeping and your sales and this and that and your refunds and so forth is a very tedious thing. And if you were to hire a bookkeeper or an affiliate manager meaning somebody who pays your affiliates, it would cost money. So ClickBank does charge a processing fee. I believe it's like 7.5% plus $1, and sometimes they can change, so you want to look at their website. But if you run your affiliate program through ClickBank, they do have a high processing charge, but they pay your affiliates via direct deposit every 2 weeks. So let's say you have 100 affiliates and they're making sales each month. You don't have to worry about paying them yourself and keeping track of the bookkeeping and everything like that. ClickBank does all of that. So that's the beauty of ClickBank. Another thing is ClickBank has a large affiliate sales force of over 100,000 plus affiliates. Now, that's not going to mean that you're going to have 100,000 affiliates promoting your product. That does mean that you have the ability to put your product in front of all of these affiliates. And what happens is that many affiliates actually go to ClickBank Marketplace because they're looking for products to promote. So if you're listed out there and you do follow this video series in terms of, setting up your product right, getting up your product, putting up a good description about your product and how affiliates can make money off of your product, that increases your chances of, increasing your exposure to these affiliates. And last but not least on this list is the affiliate payment refund backup or safety feature. Whenever somebody asks for a refund, you need to have money set aside. So ClickBank, what they do is they'll set aside a certain amount of money. So if somebody needs a refund, they'll take care of all of that for you. So that's a good plus. Now, there's a lot of other things. Another thing also before we move on to the quick overview is they do allow one-time or monthly recurring product support. What that means is if your product, you charge a one-time fee, then ClickBank supports that. Or if you have a monthly membership site and let's say you charge a monthly fee every single month, ClickBank also supports that. Now let's move on to the quick overview, which is the second part of this specific video. And in the quick overview, I'm going to briefly talk about the videos themselves so that you can understand what we're going to talk about in this video course so that it can prepare you for this whole video course as a whole. I believe that once you understand that, you will be able to put all the pieces together and you'll be able to get rolling. So it's kind of the planning process right now. And I want you to think about all these things as we go over it. Video number 1 is, of course, this introduction to the Surefire ClickBank Mastery video course. That's this video. Video number 2, we're going to talk about what products are allowed. Certain products are allowed on ClickBank and certain products are not allowed. We're going to cover that. And we're also going to cover the do's and the don'ts. So if you're in a rush and you're wanting to just go ahead and start, creating a ClickBank account and creating a pitch page and so forth, you can do that, but with warning that if you don't create a good pitch page and it does not follow ClickBank's rules and regulations, all that work will be lost. So you definitely want to make sure that you look through these few videos to prepare you on how to do that. So video number 1, number 2, and number 3 are going to be PowerPoint slides. I know they can be somewhat boring or they might be interesting. But video 4 through 10 are going to be screen capture videos and you will be able to see for yourself, look over my shoulder and follow step by step. All right, so video number 3 is going to be the vendor checklist. I'm going to give you a checklist of things that you need to have ready before you move on to number 4. Video number 4, we're going to talk about how to sign up with ClickBank. Now, while that does seem like an easy process, there are some few tips and advice that I want to give you to prepare you in terms of creating a good username that will help you in the long run. Video number 5, we'll talk about how to create a pitch page and a thank you page. What you need to have in the pitch page, like requirements and so forth, money back guarantees, and so forth. The pitch page is a very important part, of getting approved at ClickBank. They look at the pitch page more than they do often with the other links, like the payment links and so forth. Because that is the first thing that the customer sees. And if you are using the ClickBank network, their reputation, they're looking out for themselves too, and their reputation is definitely an important part. So they want to make sure that you follow their rules and regulations. And we'll help you do that in that video. Video number 5 is we're going to talk about creating a thank you page and a download page. And how to create links to your website so that they can download your files and so forth. So we'll make sure that we cover just about everything you can think of in terms of a download page or a thank you page. Video number 7, we're going to talk about how to make a payment button and payment link and add that payment link or button to your pitch page and your sales page. Video number 8, we're going to talk about how to upload files through FTP. For example, once you're done with your thank you page and your sales page and your pitch page and so forth, you need to upload the files through FTP to your web hosting account so that everything is up and live. So you need to do all of this before you actually submit your links and so forth to ClickBank for the first time and get approved and so forth. And video number 9 is the site information completion page. We're going to talk about what you need to do to complete your site information, how to what you need to write to ensure that when you do post it to the marketplace, that affiliates know exactly what your product is about and so forth. And of course, last but not least, video number 10, we're going to talk about the test payment link. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to test out the whole process to make sure that your sales page works, the payment button works, and once the customer uses it, it'll go to the download page and they get the delivered product. And let's talk about the tools you're going to need. You're going to need a product. We're not necessarily going to talk about how to create a product in this specific video course. So I'm going to assume that you have a digital report, whether that means a report, an ebook, a software, video course, or more. You're also going to need Composer, which is a WYSIWYG web editor tool. What that means is a web editor tool is a tool that allows you to edit web pages, like the pitch page or the thank you page. In order to get those files onto a website, you're going to need something called a file transfer protocol software, or what you call an FTP software. In this case, we're going to use FileZilla. FileZilla and Composer are all free. So the only thing you need to invest money into is if you're going to create your digital report, your digital product, and an activation fee for ClickBank. They do charge a $49.95, I believe it is, a activation fee for one-time activation fee. Once you're activated, you can add products and this and that in the future. And of course, you're going to need the internet. So with that said, let's move on to video number 2. Let's talk about what products are allowed. Now, video number 2 and video number 3 are fairly quick. So that will prepare you for videos 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. In this video, I'm going to show you how to upload all the files to your website through the FileZilla FTP application. So, of course, you need to install FileZilla, and I showed you where to get FileZilla in the second video, or the earlier videos. So go ahead and do that if you haven't. And in order to connect to your website, you need to have a web hosting account. When you create the web hosting account, they're going to give you information like host, username, and password. So enter that into here, which is normally going to look like ftp.whatever your domain is.com, your username, and then your password. Once you're done with that, click on Quick Connect, and you will be sent to that page. Now, before I do anything more, I want to go to the folder at which the files are located. So the files are located here. And I find the easiest way, if you're using a Windows system, is to locate the folder at to which it's located and click on the top here. It's going to share with you the location, where it is. So right click and copy. Go back over here. And FileZilla is split up into 2 sections. This section over here is your computer section. So if I go here and right click, paste, enter, that's the files that I've been working on. The right side here is your website. So when I connect, normally you'll see this stuff here, and then you'll see like public_HTML or HTTP docs. You'll need to find out from your web host where you need to upload the files. Now if you use HostGator or servant.net, it's going to be the public_HTML folder. Once you get here, you're probably going to not see anything here. So what you need to do here is create a folder, or if you're going to upload it directly to your main site, all you have to do is drag and drop it into here. But because I already have folders here, I'm going to create a new directory called cbtest. Click OK. And this is the location where I will upload the files. Now, as you can see here, I've got the files here, and I'm basically going to drag and then drop it here. Now, what's happening now is it's uploading the files from my computer to this area here, which is my website. Now that is complete, here are my files right here. And I'm pretty much done now. The next thing I need to do is just add this to the product page and the site information and so forth. So, for example, you need to know the location of this index.html. If you upload it to a specific site, then go to that main site and you'll be able to find that. So, for example, I uploaded this. Let's see here, I'll go here. Now I uploaded the files, and as you can see, this is a live page. And I'm basically going to go back here and make sure that the link directly to the thank you page is here, and the pitch page we're going to talk about in video number 9 as to where you put that and the site information. Hey, and welcome to video number 3. We're going to talk about the vendor checklist. Now, this video is going to be split up in 2 parts. Part number 1, I'm going to talk about what you're going to need to have. And part number 2, I'm going to go over the list of the things that you need to have and show you where to get them online. Alright, so first things first, the first thing you're going to need is, of course, your digital product. Now, you're going to have that. You're going to need to have your sales page. If you don't have a download page, that's fine. We're going to go over that. And if you don't have your sales page yet, that's fine. We'll go over the rules and regulations for the pitch page, but you're still going to need to create your sales page later on. So you're going to need your digital product. You're going to need the files in hand. You're going to need a domain name. So you're going to go to GoDaddy or Namecheap.com to get a domain name. And it can't be a subdomain name. It's got to be www. Whatever your domain is .com or .net or so forth. You're also going to need a pitch page, your sales page, or your thank you page, or your download page, which is 2 things, pitch page and thank you page. You're also going to need to have website hosting for your pitch page and thank you page. I'll show you where to go to get that. You're going to need to provide customer support via email, help desk, or phone. And recommended, you're going to need either an affiliate page to provide tools for your affiliates, and I'll show you where to get banner ads created and so forth. You're going to need to add your product to the marketplace listing, which of course is just part of ClickBank, and so forth. And you might, as an option, need a vendor hop ad, which is an option as well. It's an ad that you can place on your website, your blog, and so forth to get more sales to your product. But primarily, the things that you're going to need is your digital product, your domain name, your page, thank you page, your website hosting, and your customer support. So with that said, let's move on to part number 2, where I'm going to go through the list and I'm going to show you by a screen capture video exactly what you need and exactly where to get those tools and so forth. So you can move on to video number 4 and get everything set up. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk through the vendor checklist and show you free tools that you can download right away and start using to apply to the setup process of adding your product to ClickBank. So the first thing I talked about is you need a digital product. So let's say you do have that digital product. Since I'm not really talking about how to create the product, you need to find a way to upload that file to your website. So there are several things that you're going to need, but in pertaining specifically to a digital product, you're going to want to zip that file up If it's a video and you want to place it on your website, you can do that. But if it's an actual file that you want people to download, then you're going to need to zip that file. So you can either zip that file using, let's say, a WinZip. If you have Windows, all you have to do is right click on a file, click on send to, and then click on compressed zip folder. Now, if you don't have that, let's say you don't have that, then you can go to Google and type in WinRAR. WinRAR. WinRAR is a free tool. If you go to rarlab.com, it's basically a program that allows you to zip your files and squeeze your files as small as they can be. WinZip zips your files, but it doesn't really have the option to squeeze your files, smaller and smaller. So for example, this is a 48 megabyte file. Let's say I want to zip it. If I right click and click on add to archive, and I'm using WinRAR, and I click on zip and I click on the best, that means it's going to squeeze it all the way down as much as possible to get that file as small as possible. It may not make a huge difference, but it could be the difference between a few megabytes, which if somebody is downloading your files using a dial-up connection or a very slow connection, that could mean a difference between the wait of a few seconds to a few minutes. So that's just something to keep in mind. So you're going to need to have the ability to zip your files and then upload them to your website. So the next thing you're going to need is a domain name. You can either use two things. You can either use GoDaddy, and you're not limited to using GoDaddy or Namecheap, but GoDaddy.com is pretty reputable, and Namecheap.com is also reputable. I use Namecheap. I love Namecheap. They've been great, and all they do is sell domain names and other things, but I use them primarily for domain names. So if you need a domain name, all it is, as you can see, is I think it's about $9.40 something cents. And another thing I would suggest is if you do get, you go to Namecheap and you do get a domain name, go look for like a Namecheap 2011 coupon. You'll find some coupons and you'll get $1 off here and there. So it's not a whole lot of savings, but it is savings. So that's just something to keep in mind. And look for GoDaddy as well. You're going to need a pitch page and a thank you page for your product. Now there are two things in relation to this, or actually three things. The website hosting, you're going to need the ability to upload files from your computer to a website. So you're going to need some sort of FTP file transfer protocol program. And you're going to need a tool that will create your HTML pages, your thank you pages, your pitch pages, and so forth. So those are three things in addition to the domain name and so forth. So you're going to need web hosting. There are two sites that I can recommend personally that I've used that are great. If you only have like one or two sites, then I recommend something like HostGator.com. If you go to HostGator.com, you can go to the web hosting section, and it's roughly about $3.96 a month, which is not bad. And if you view web hosting plans, as you can see, it's really not that bad. And HostGator is very reputable. If you have a lot of websites, let's say you got 5, 10, 20 websites, then it's better if you go with a reseller hosting or a VPS hosting. You don't really need a dedicated server unless you expand, and you really don't. You have a lot of files. So if you have a video product that, let's say, is 1 gigabyte, and you really need really fast speeds, then you don't really need a dedicated server. And as you grow, I would recommend a place called serveint.net. If you go to serveint.net and you go under their VPS section, I would go with something like this. instead of going with something like this. You don't need to pay $139. In fact, I've done a lot of launches with big files on this one and this one and this one, and you really don't need a lot. In fact, this is a lot of savings, and this company is great. Now that's it for web hosting. There are two more things I want to show you. That is the WYSIWYG editor tool. So I'm going to go back to Google. There's a program called Composer. And if you go to composer.net, you'll find this program here. Download it. It's free. This tool, we'll be using it in this video series, and it's very easy to use. The next thing you're going to need is you're going to need a file transfer tool. I recommend a program called FileZilla. If you go to filezilla-project.org, it's free. Download it, install it, run it, and we will use that. You'll need to have the web hosting information in order to use FileZilla. For example, your FTP information. If you don't know what that is, HostGator and Servant will provide you with that information, and then you can use that information to basically log into your website and then upload those files. So those are all the tools that you are going to need. With that said, let's go to the recommended resources. For example, the last three things that we recommended earlier in part number 1 was an affiliate page. An affiliate page is basically a page where you provide your affiliates with promotional tools. For example, let's say you want to get banner ads created. There's a site called $20 Banners, which is a good site to use. And as you can see here, you can get good professional banners to use. You want to provide, stuff like articles, blogging articles, possibly videos, possibly Google AdWords ads, solo ads, and so forth. You want to try to fulfill as many marketing avenues as possible, so that you can help your affiliates. If you can help your affiliates promote your products, then that's great. Then they can add your ad to their blog and promote your product. So with that said, I'd advise you to download those free programs, get your website, get your domain name, and get set up and get ready to rock and roll. And we'll move to video number 4, the fun part, where we actually get signed up with ClickBank, and we'll get our product onto the ClickBank network. In this specific video, I'm going to teach you how to make a payment link and then add it to your pitch page. So what you need to do is go to clickbank.com, go to the Help Center, and then type in the words creating a payment link. Click on enter, scroll down, and then you're going to see a link about bottom of the page, creating a payment link. Now the reason why I want to go here is because ClickBank provides you with buttons that you can use on your site. So you can use any of these links if you want to. As you can notice, I already have a link here. But you can use these images if you want to. So you don't really have to, but they're there if you want to. Now, in order to add this to this page, and I'll show you how to do this. You can use this image if you want, but you have the option to add these too. Let's say that what I want to do is I want to add this here to this page. What I do is I right click, save image as, and I want to figure out what location as to where I want to save the files. So I'm going to save the files to a specific location. I'm going to go to my WYSIWYG editor tool, and I'm going to go scroll down all the way to the bottom where the payment button should be, and I'm going to put it here. Click on image, and then find the image location, and as you can see, it's right here. Click it, click open, click OK, and that's it. So I can use this if I want to, but I'm going to delete it. And now what I need to do is turn this into a link, because right now if I save it and I go here and I refresh the page, as you can see when I refresh the page that you see this link, but it's not clickable. I need to make it into a payment link, and I haven't done that yet. It's really easy to do. If you go here and you scroll up, it shows you the payment link right here. Now you can disregard everything here. All you need is this link here, but you need the item number here. So for example, the item number that I used was item number 35, and under the recurring income part, what I want to do is basically highlight this, right click and click on copy. The vendor is your ID. So what I want to do is go back here to my WYSIWYG editor tool, scroll down all the way to the button, click on the button, click on link, and then copy this here. What you want to do now is basically change this data to that specific number. So for those of you that are getting started, it's probably going to be number 1, and then you're going to change this to your vendor. So whatever your vendor is, change this, and once you're done, click OK. Now I haven't actually enabled the product yet, so when I click on this link, it goes to this form that says it's not for sale or disabled or whatever. So I haven't actually set it up to work yet. So, and you'll see this if your product is not approved yet. So I haven't actually activated the product yet, but now we know that at least it's working. So once we're done with that, what I've done here is I've made the payment link, I've added the image to the page, and I've added to the pitch page, and we're done. In the next video, I'm going to upload this file through FTP to an actual site, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Testing your payment link is a two-step process. Step number 1, you need to log into your ClickBank account, click on My Site at the top, scroll all the way to the bottom and look for this box here that says Testing Your Products. Click Edit, fill in the details, and ClickBank will give you a test credit card number, as you can see here. And it'll give you the card expiration date and the card validation code. Once you have this information in hand, you can move to step number 2. Step number 2, what you want to do is you want to go to your pitch page or your sales page, and you want to click on your payment button. Clicking on your payment button before getting approved to ClickBank will send you to this page. Use the information that you were given in step number 1 and enter that information here. Click on Pay Now, and if the process works, then ClickBank will forward you, to the receipt and to your thank you page and so forth. And that's it. If everything works great, then you're good to go and you can submit your product for approval. If you still have problems, double check everything, make sure everything's right, and if you have problems, contact ClickBank. And ClickBank does provide good service as well. But it's a very easy process, two-step process that you should be able to do fairly quickly and easily. So congratulations, you are done with this video series. By now you should be able to understand how to take your product and set it up on the ClickBank network.